Can you believe that Lilly and Jack Sullivan are still missing? 2 kids that just vanished in Nova Scotia, and nobody knows what happened to them. The RCMP has been working really hard to find answers, to find the kids. And now the latest news is that they've just deployed cadaver dogs. So that sounds, of course, sad and scary. But at the end of the day, we'd all have to know what happened to Jack and Lilly. How can 2 kids just go missing? So the clip that I'm going to play for you now is actually from a recent members-only live stream, where part of that live stream, we discussed this case and we also watched Daniel Martel's latest interview. Now, Daniel Martel was the kids referred to in the media as stepfather, right? So he was dating their mother. He also has a child with the mother, Malaya. And so he is now her ex-boyfriend. So when the kids were reported missing, Malaya very quickly after that, she left the area with their daughter, and you know, I think she's staying with her mom. And so he's been speaking to the media though, and it's always interesting to hear what he's got to say, what his thoughts are, you know, where he's at with this, because he's the only family member besides his mother as well. His mother's spoken to the media, that's really speaking out a lot to the public, sometimes on social media channels, and also, to the local media. So let's have a listen to what he's got to say. We'll do a quick recap as well. So just letting you know, if you see like comments popping up or whatever, it's from a members only live stream. That's where this clip originates from. Thank you, by the way, if you are a YouTube member or if you are on Patreon or any way that you support the channel. Remember that a great source of support is just watching the videos, subscribing, which is free. You can like, share, and I look forward to reading your comments as well. Just engaging with the video helps. It also helps to get the word out. And this case still needs, the public's assistance. There's still tip lines to call. If you saw something, please say something. If you heard something, if you know something, if you check dash cam, ring cams, all of that. You just never know if it's something small that maybe hasn't been reported yet, if it could help in the case. Because at the end of the day, 2 children cannot just vanish. I mean, wow. I really hope that this case will not just become a cold case and just unsolved. I hope that they will be able to solve it at some point. I will keep you posted as well. So make sure that you are subscribed and follow for more. And then again, if you want a refresher on the case or you want to deep dive the case, all the previous episodes are linked in the description box for you. All right, let's play the clip now. Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. I'm first going to give you a little recap on the case. So today we're going to be revisiting the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. Very quick recap, okay, just a presentation, because we've done lots of deep dives, which I will link in the description box for you. So just some bullet points to refresh our recollection of what is going on in this case. To me, I cannot believe that they still haven't found Jack and Lilly. Like, how can 2 kids just vanish? The cases like this, don't they just bug you? So on May 2nd of 2025, Lilly, 6 years old, and Jack, 4 years old, so Jack and Lilly Sullivan were reported missing via a 911 call at approximately 10 a.m. from their rural home on Gairloch Road, Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia. They were last actually seen on camera on May 1st of 2025 at 2:45 p.m. at the Dollarama in New Glasgow with mother Malaya Brooks Murray and stepfather Daniel Martel. Today we're going to look at an interview that he has recently conducted. It's a brand new interview, and we're just going to hear what he's got to say with the new update, which is this one from September 19th. So just a couple of bullet points. On May 7th of 2025, the RCMP scaled back initial large-scale ground searches after 6 days, but they vowed to revisit areas. On May 28th of 2025, the RCMP narrowed the timeline, confirming the last public sighting was outside the family. They requested public videos from April 28th to May 2nd along Gairloch Road. July 16th of 2025, court documents indicate no evidence of criminality. The RCMP continues intensive probe under the Missing Persons Act with multi-agency support. On August 2nd of 2025 was a 3-month anniversary since the kids went missing. There were limited public updates. They focused on, well, they're still focusing on bank records, phone, GPS data, and a pink blanket fragment found in the trash on the property, because that was also found elsewhere. And initially, I think the stepdad said, nope, that's not Lily's pink blanket, but then the mom said it is, and then there's this other piece in the trash. So all of that is being investigated. On September 19th of 2025, today's date is, at the time of this stream that we're doing, September 24th of 2025. And so on September 19th of 2025, there was a major development. The RCMP said they're deploying cadaver dogs from British Columbia to search wooded areas. There's a $150,000 provincial reward active for tips. So yeah, that reward has just gone up and up, right? The family, including paternal grandmother Belinda Gray, continues to advocate publicly. For tips, you can contact the numbers on the screen if you saw something, heard something, know something, haven't yet said something. If you haven't checked your dash cam, ring cam, anything like that, and you have anything to tell the police about these 2 missing children, please do call that in, because you just never know. Something small could really help in this case, right? This interview was published on September 22nd of 2025. And this is he's referred to in the media as the stepdad or the stepfather of Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Some people don't like that terminology because he's the mother of the children's ex-boyfriend. So they say the title is like, it's just too, I don't know. But stepdad, ex-boyfriend of the mother, whichever one you prefer, right? And he does a lot of media interviews. He keeps talking to the media, which I'm glad that we get to hear his thoughts at least, because we haven't heard anything more from the mother. We have heard from his mother as well. She showed the media around the property and explained about the sliding door and all of that. So if you didn't see that, you can check that out as well. I'll also link that for you. He was Malaya's boyfriend at the time that the children disappeared, and he and Malaya have a child together. So, yes, so just know that there's 3 children. One is an infant, and that little girl, I think, is with Malaya. He posted a picture on Facebook with his daughter at some point. So I think he's been able to see her. But yes, this is the stepdad or the ex-boyfriend now, but he was the boyfriend at the time. Okay, so I think I missed, so we want to put it all the way to the beginning, and let's watch this.
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything.
So what do you make of the fact that they are bringing the cadaver dogs in?
Well, I'm actually pretty happy about that, because it's been about 3 months I've been asking for them, and it's just been delayed, I guess, till now. But I know things take time and dogs are hard to get.
So what does this say to you? Because I mean, they are dogs searching for human remains.
Well, I know that it's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but I'm pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it. I even hope that they bring more than 1 dog if they have access to more than 1 dog.
So what are you happy about? What do you hope this will bring?
I would just like to see maybe the social media speculation, theories, and accusations. Maybe they're not going to stop, but slow down, because at this point they're getting ridiculous.
See, I know already just from listening to that, we can analyze a little bit of that. So he believes they will 100% not find anything. Kerry says, saying knows 100, does that mean he knows they're not there, or he's just saying that he's not guilty of anything in a clumsy way? It could be the latter, but he can't possibly know 100% that they won't find anything, because no one knows where the kids are, right? So it does bring up questions. KB Kansas said, how can he be so certain that they will not find anything, right? So that, and when they said, well, what do you hope? What result do you hope for with this search now, with the cadaver dogs? And his hope is that the social media rumors will die down. Isn't the hope that they would find something? Any clue, any trace of the kids? Okay, one would think that, right?
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess, that they're hard at work.
Do you think it will rule things out?
Yeah, I think we'll rule a lot of things out. We'll rule out that the RCMP are, working hard, and there's no human remains on the property.
On the property, he says, but I think they're searching beyond the property. So the bit of hope it gives me is that the children, he believes they're still alive. So where are they? I mean, he's always said that he believes they were abducted. Maybe it turns out one day that he's right. I mean, he looks very relaxed, right, as he's talking here. I like the lady's jacket as well. Side note, okay. But he looks very relaxed. He's confident as he talks. And he's just saying they're not going to find anything on the property. I mean, they've searched the property that he lives on, which is also where his mother lives. And his brother lives at a neighboring property. But they've searched that property so many times. I don't even know how many times at this point, but so many times. It must be, I don't know, like 10 times at this point. So he's just saying they won't find anything there. And he might actually be right that maybe they're just doing this because this would be the next step. An additional step based on what? I don't know. Maybe they've got digital evidence. Maybe they're just doing this just to make sure that they've done absolutely everything to find Jack and Lilly. I really hope that there will be answers one day. It can't just be that the 2 kids can just disappear like that. Stefan says there must be a reason why they are using cadaver dogs now. They might have a new lead. I mean, they might have a new lead. Exactly, they might. So it's interesting.
Is there any piece of you that's preparing for the fact, like, what if they do find something?
No, because I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
Why do you think that they're not possibly, why that they didn't possibly wander into the woods?
Well, with the amount of resources that were used, and I mean, for everything from drones to helicopters to classified technology and all the searchers on the ground. I mean, searchers on bicycles, they did everything. On the pipeline, they took in ATVs and Argos and side-by-sides. They used everything they could.
Tell me.
I mean, they really have used so many resources. They've been searching for Jack and Lilly for months. So, as you said, over 3 months, and now deploying cadaver dogs. I think you could argue it both ways. I mean, no one's trying to point fingers at anyone, right? Everybody just wants Jack and Lilly to be found. So he might also just be very logical and just say, well, I don't know. I don't think they'll find them because they've used every resource for that. And I think from the beginning, he was hoping they would look more into the abduction theory, but they said they had no evidence of that. So that is interesting as well. I wonder if we will hear... If they find if they find something, we will hear. But I wonder what will happen now after all these searches. Shame with cadaver dogs.
About what do you make at this point of the investigation of what RCMP have been doing or not doing? What's your stance on all of that?
Well, I would like to go in for another whole round of polygraph exams. I mean, that would be, and maybe bring some new people in that are doing the polygraph exams. But I know they're hard at work. I've filled notebooks with just trying to help them find leads or give them any kind of small detail, answer as many questions as I can, but I'm doing everything I can. I usually try to meet with them 3 times a week, and sometimes they're not around for that, or phone calls or texts, but whatever we can do.
So I guess to bring...
Sorry, I'm trying to always find a natural pausing point. Sometimes I'll just go back a few seconds if I pause, just at the beginning of a sentence there. I mean, he really has been cooperating with the police. He passed his polygraph test. Apparently they all did. They polygraph tested the whole family, allegedly, according to court documents that were released a few weeks ago. There were just articles citing what was said in there. And everybody was tested, everybody passed. And they said that they don't suspect foul play at this point. So what happened to these 2 kids? My goodness. So, and I mean, he's been cooperating, talking to the media, talking to the police, trying to communicate a lot. the mom left the area very quickly, and we haven't heard from her again. So, not pointing fingers. If I was going to raise a little red flag, I might even look more at the mom. Might look more at the mom. I don't know. But I'm not looking at anyone. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I'm just, my mind is just so plagued by this case, which is such a mystery. How can 2 kids just vanish like that, right?
So I guess to bring it back to the cadaver dogs, since you've been asking for it for so long, I guess, you don't have any information on how that will happen?
No, I don't even know where quite they're going to start searching or where they're going to do. Are they going to expand out onto the properties? The property there is fairly small. It's only 2 acres. So.
Yeah. Will it be the whole 8.5 that they searched
previously? I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot. That would be quite a few. That'd be a couple weeks probably on foot doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the documents, and you know some of the other stuff RCMP has said or done, there's 70,000 drone photos that were taken during the search. That's a lot of photos. I mean, they had to review and do everything. So they would have found some kind of something there. Or even when they brought in classified technology, they scanned the whole area. They ever found a beaver and a coyote.
I wish they would ask him, just like put him on the spot and say, what do you think happened? I guess he would still say, I think they were abducted. Or maybe he thinks that Malaya organized someone to fetch them. And I've seen that theory online as well. I don't know. But he seems confident that they're not on the property or the surrounding areas, right? And yet it also seems like he thinks that cadaver dogs are only going to be deployed at the property. So I'm sure they would search the area around as well if the working theory would be that the kids wandered off, which is a possibility.
That's all I found.
So why do you think this step is necessary?
Well, it just rules out one and brings the book a little bit closer to being closed. I mean, one chapter at a time.
How have you been doing?
Well, I'm not going to say I'm doing well, but doing better than I was at the start, I guess. It's physically exhausting, mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting, but every day you wake up and it's a new day. New hope. And just keep going forward.
Tell me about the toll, like what you were just mentioning earlier about social media.
Yeah, social media has been quite a circus, we'll call it. But I can't control them, and they're free to judge. But maybe just use a little bit of this before they start typing or use an AI for pictures.
I mean, we're coming up on, is it coming up to 5 months?
Yeah, in the second, so yeah, it's less than 2 weeks.
It's almost 5 months. Oh my goodness, time has flown. Does it not feel like yesterday when we first talked about the case, when the kids were first reported missing and we were listening to the Broadcastify reports and looking at the maps and just trying to figure things out and watching the press conferences? I can't believe that it's already been almost 5 months that has gone by, right? Honey's maid said, I think the mom is hiding them or they were simply taken by some creep driving by. I mean, who knows, right? At this point, we actually just don't know either way. C. Taylor said he's been in so many chats changing his story so many times. Literally, I've been in live chats when he's done it. But how do you know it's him, though? That's my question, because I myself have impersonators. I have whole YouTube channels impersonating me, TikTok accounts, accounts on X, everything. Like all over social media, there's impersonators. And people will be like, yeah, it's me. It's me. Gives it okay. It's not though. It's not though. Do you know what I mean? So how does one know that it's most certainly him? Because it could literally be someone that whips up an account, puts his face on as the profile picture, and then starts talking and enjoying that whole process, which is just so sick that people do this. You know, in every case, just about, especially cases involving kids, there's always some scammer, there's always some impersonator, there's always someone doing something. Honestly, really, no one needs that, okay? So let's see.
Like, did you ever imagine that we'd be here still talking about this?
No. I thought with the amount of resources and amount of different units for RCMP working on it, everything from dive teams to canine units, and they have dedicated teams just for social media. They have a dedicated guy that just sits there and watches highway cameras. So,
what's it been like for you now that we're back to September, school's back, and seeing the school bus go by every day?
Yeah, no, it's hard. There's quite a few school buses that go by, and there's a lot of kids in the area I see, and it's sad. It's not just sad for Jack and Lily, but it's sad for everybody who knew Jack and Lily. They had friends, went to school, and it's just, they had teachers that seen them every day, and it's just hard on everybody.
I know we ask you this every single time, but why do you keep doing it?
For Jack and Lily. I don't do this for myself because I'm going to see this online later and people are going to analyze it. Every time I move my hands, every time I open my mouth, every facial expression, they analyze everything right down to a T. I know that.
What would you like the public to know?
Just a quick pause, Shane. I mean, that must be pretty terrible, right? If he is, and he is presumed to be, completely innocent. Damn, like the way social media has been treating him. I mean, he looks so disappointed. Oh my goodness, the way everybody picks apart everything. I mean, I'm just listening. You know, like when he said, it's not only sad for Jack and Lily, it's also sad for their friends at school and their teachers. Most people might wonder, well, is it sad for you? But maybe for him, he's like, well, obviously it's sad for me. So he's like thinking outside the box and saying, who else it's sad for all we know. So I think so often, especially when kids go missing, yeah, there's like a huge microscope on the parents or on the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, the whoever, all the family members and everything. But it really must be quite something to go through online, right? My goodness. So yeah, he's not wrong there. People will be, as we are looking at it now. I don't feel like we're overanalyzing. We're just listening. We're listening what he's saying in case there's anything there, because at this point, I don't know what to think. Where'd the kids go? Where are they?
I want the public to know if anyone has any information, just please come forward. Call the RCMP, call your local police department, call Crime Stoppers.
Do you still think they're still alive?
Yes, I hope so. I mean, that's all we have is hope.
He hopes so. So he says, yes, I hope so. Well, we actually hope so too. Wouldn't that be such a great outcome if they're actually alive? Like if it turns out, because I've seen that theory that the mom arranged for like someone to pick them up and they're somewhere else, they're somewhere safe. Wow, well, if that's the case, firstly, I think everyone will be quite pissed off that so many police resources were wasted. So that would be terrible. But at the end of the day, we want to know, where's Jack and Lily? Like 6 and 4 years old. Where are they? If they're alive, oh my goodness, that'll be so great. But yeah, this whole case sounds so scary, right? Kerry says exactly, because if he focused on himself, the critics would say how he's making it about him. I think anything that he does, it would just get him a lot of criticism. And you said, but something isn't making sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess let's say he's completely innocent, has no idea, right? We'll presume that. Well, then he's also just kind of spitballing like all of us, wondering what happened. Where'd they go? What happened? I don't know. And then for the mom to also leave the area so suddenly and block him on Facebook and just all of that. All of that is just, wow, a lot. So 5 months, almost 5 months now. They were last seen on camera on May 1st of 2025. And I mean, a week from now, it'll be October already. So 5 months later, no answers yet. I wonder I would wish I could be a fly on the wall with the RCMP. You know, I wonder what they're working on, what they're thinking, if they're heading towards prosecuting anyone, arresting anyone or not. Or is it just like they just don't have the answers? Because there are cases like that too, right? Okay. So thank you for watching that with me. I really appreciate it. I will most certainly keep you posted on this case, and all the previous episodes are linked in the description box below. So go check those out if you've never deep dived the case with us. As soon as there's another press conference, an update or anything, I'll keep you posted, right? Okay.